ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चण्वन्नूदिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्य स्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह बीजं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
अपाने जुह्वति प्राणां प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापान गति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणाः।
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय। अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदः यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः।
शीला शिंदे भगिनी।
यस मैम। यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजः यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम् नायल्लोकास्तयज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्य कुरु सत्तम।
नायल्लोकोस्य यज्ञस्य
नायल्लोकोस्य यज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्य कुरु सत्तम।
श्रीमती भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
एवं बहुविधा यज्ञाः वित्तता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धि तान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे। Thank you.
We did up to this shloka last week. Oh, this also we have done. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी।
नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते।
श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयात् यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञपरन्तप। श्रेयान् द्रव्यमयात् यज्ञात् ज्ञानयज्ञः परन्तप। सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते।
You may chant as Shreyan. So Shreyan. Shrey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Like
Okay,
Shri wasn't Shrey. Shreyas.
Shreyas.
Yeah. Shreyan Dravyamayad Yajnat. Okay?
Okay, sir.
We did up to this one last week. We'll continue now. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी राजेश कुमार भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
सिद्धि प्रणिपातेन
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्येन सेवया.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Begini.
Ubadekshyanti te jnanam.
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
Jnaninas-tattva-darshinah.
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
Ubadekshyanti te jnanam. Jnaninas-tattva-darshinah.
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Good. Next.
Lalita Begini.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया.
Good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Begini.
Ubadekshyanti te jnanam. Jnaninas-tattva-darshinah.
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next.
Lakshmi Devi Begini.
The first line 2 times.
Yes, sir. Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Next.
Tarata Rajan Begini.
Second line 2 times.
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Begini.
Both the lines together once.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next.
Veena Panishri Begini. Veena Begini. Veena Panishri Begini. Veena Panishri Begini. Rajeshwari Shivashankar Begini.
Yeah, both the lines once.
Yes, sir. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next.
Sai Lakshmi Begini.
Both the lines once.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next.
Sheila Shinde Begini.
Both the lines.
Yes, sir. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
One more person.
Srimati Begini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Both the lines.
Yes. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaha.
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Earlier, if you look at in the shloka number 32, Bhagavan was summing up. He was summing up that Eham Bahuvida Yajnaha Abhitata Brahmano Mukhe. So there were different types of yajnas have been very clearly explained in the Vedas. If you look at the Karma Kandas of Vedas, various types of yajnas have been talked about. And Bhagavan also, the last 5-6 slokas before 32, he was talking about the various types of yajnas. Like pranayama is one yajna. Then doing charities is one yajna. So he had explained lot of yajnas in the earlier 5-6 slokas. And all these yajnas, whatever we were talking about, is all karmajan viddhi. It has all been born out of karma. All these yajnas are done through actions. Okay, it might be actions concerning body, sense, mind complex. So anything that is born out of body, mind, sense complex is anatma. So you have to understand that tan sarvan karmajan vidya. Understand that all these yajnas, whatever you have been doing, whatever we have talked about now, is all born out of actions through the body, mind, sense complex only. And only when you know that you as the Atma is not the doer, because all these things are done by Anatma, then only you will be able to reach moksha. Only when you know Evam Nyatva Vimokshase, when you do know that you are not the doer, and the doer was the Karta, was the body mind complex, that is the time you will be able to understand that Atma. So that is what he had explained in this Shloka 32. In Shloka 33, he explained that Shreyan Dravyamayat Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantava. So if you look at all these yajnas, we are having something to offer. He said that Dravya Yajnat, instead of that yajna, Jnana Yajna is Shreya. It is Jnana Yajna is superior. That is getting into understanding your own jnana, getting our own understanding of self, and burning the ahankara in the self. That jnana yajna is the superior. That's what Bhagavan has told. So he was talking about for the karma yogi and sannyasi, he was telling them that both of you may be taking different types of path. At the end of the day, you may have to ensure that you have to gain the knowledge. Now the question arises that all of us have understood or we have got information about Atma. We talked so much about Atma in the second chapter, and many other shlokas also is talking about Atma. Atma is the non-doer, Atma is Akarta, body-mind complex is the Karta, etc. But despite all these things, all of us still continue to have a doubt about Atma. We are not able to understand really whether Atma exists, whether it is the Brahman that we see everywhere, and the same Brahman is also within me. So all these questions are going to be there in the minds of everybody. But Karma Yoga, with all these kinds of yajna, he said, Bhagavan has told that it only prepares you in terms of getting this knowledge. Okay, now at this particular stage, when somebody is able to do Karma Yoga and then prepare his mind, then what next? How does he go? That question arises. Then he says that Tad Vidhi, that knowing that you have to understand that jnana, get that jnana, Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. He says that you go to a Tattva Darshinaha. If you look at second line, Tattva Darshinaha, the person who is an enlightened soul, a person who is already who has already known about his Atma. He says that you have to go to him. At the end of the day, with all these preparations that you have done, you have to go to him to understand this. Okay, understand this jnana. Then what do you do after going to him? First, you have to identify a person to whom you have to go, or who is already an enlightened person who will be able to help you to gain self-knowledge. If you can identify and go there, then you have to do three things. One is pranipatena, pariprashnena, sevaya. Pranipatena means that you have to surrender yourself to him. That means he says that you fall at his feet. Pranipatena means fall at his feet. Falling at his feet is supposed to be called Ashtanga Namaskara. Namaskara can be done in different ways. You can just hold both the hands and then nod your head is one form of namaskara. Somebody will also bend themselves, and that is another namaskara. Somebody will touch the knees of the other person. You may see a lot of North Indians and all, they have this culture of, whenever they see elderly people, they just bend down and touch the knees or touch the feet. That is also another way of namaskara. But here what Bhagavan says is that you should do Ashtanga namaskara. Ashtanga means your neck, your head should be on the floor, your neck, your chest should be on the floor, 1, 2, your shoulder should be on the floor, 3, hands should be on the floor, your body should be on the floor, your knees should be on the floor, your feet should be on the floor, your mind should be grounded, and your walk should be grounded. This is what is called Ashtanga. When you do Ashtanga, then what you are doing is that you are surrendering to that individual totally, with your body, mind, speech, everything you are surrendering to. He says that identify such kinds of jnani and then first surrender to him, that you want to have jnana, one. Second thing is that you have to do seva. Seva means you should be doing service to him. In the olden days, what was happening was that we had a lot of such kinds of jnanis, and the person joins the Gurukulam, and in the Gurukulam, he has to just do the various kinds of services. In the Gurukulam, the food is given free, accommodation is given free, everything is free. So actually, if you look at that way, the individual will be a liability only when he comes there. But to ensure that he is not a liability and he has got to gain the knowledge, the person who goes there should do all kinds of work. Whatever work is required to keep the Gurukulam operational should be done by him. So they also say that when he goes and meets the Guru for the first time, he has got to carry a bunch of sticks, twigs, which are required for doing Havan. So you go and then give it as the thing that you can offer is only that. You go and offer that to the Guru, be in the Gurukulam, do all those kinds of job that needs to be done. And by doing seva, what they expect is that you have to do shadowing of the Guru. What does he do? What does he do from morning to evening? How does he behave himself? How does he talk? How does he handle situations? So you have to be shadowing that Guru and also sit in his classes to understand. And then the Guru also will start watching whether this person is sufficient, good enough for me to consider him to be a Shishya, so that I can provide him with further knowledge. So he will observe for some extended period of time also for these kinds of people. They'll give all kinds of job to see how these people are doing, etc. So that is a kind of continuously living with the Guru. In Taitya Upanishad also they say that Antevasi, they say that the person who wants to have knowledge, they have to go and sit in the Gurukulam along with the rishis and do all kinds of seva, because he has got no other means of returning whatever the Guru is doing. So he have to do that. Then Pariprashnena, then in the classes, he has to attend various kinds of discussion that is going on here, and he has to pose questions to the Guru, which are going to address his doubts. It might be anything that might be coming in his mind, because he has already prepared his mind, and then he will be able to ask the right kinds of questions. When you say Pariprashnena, the questions are supposed to be asked in such a way, it is only going to address the requirement of gaining self-knowledge. It can't be talking everything and anything under the sun. It has got to be primarily focused in terms of understanding the knowledge, for which whatever doubts he has, he can ask, one. Second thing is that he has got to ask questions with a very humble manner. He cannot be rude and brash in terms of asking questions. Very, very humble manner only has to submit questions. Second thing, these are Gurukula rules. The third one is that he cannot be there to test the knowledge of the Guru. There are some people like Barka that will do a lot of questionings of Jaki Vasudev, a lot of foxing questions he'll put. Those kinds of things are not supposed to be put to a Guru. You have got to really come out with those kinds of questions that are very genuine questions, without any kind of guilty. You are asking that question, without any kind of premeditated thing to either project yourself or put down the Guru. Those kinds of questions cannot be asked. You ask those kinds of questions which are going to really address the subject matter in which the Guru is going to help you out. So when you follow this Pranipatena, Pariprashnena, Sevaya, surrendering yourself to the Guru and then asking the right kinds of questions and being a part of the ashram and doing anything and every kind of work that may be required, then when the Guru finds that you are a good disciple, then what does he do? Upadekshanti te jnanam. Then he will be able to provide you with the guidance of understanding the self. So they say that This is very, very important in terms of understanding the thing. You have to go to a guru who is already a jnaninaha, tattva darshinaha. He is already enlightened person and he has already understood. Tattva darshana means he has already enlightened person. So take jnanam upadekshanti. He will be able to provide you with the jnana. He will be able to help you understanding the jnana. The other thing is that if you look at Atma, if you look at all of us, no, we are all primarily having only information about jnana. If you ask me about, if you ask anybody here, we'll say that we have heard of Atma, we have understood the lakshanas of Atma, but we don't know Atma. I don't think many people will know Atma. Only those enlightened people will know Atma. Others only have information. If you ask me, I can say that most of us will have only, that is, all of us may have only information about Atma, but we do not know Atma. And the Guru also, he will not be able to show you Atma. He will only lead you to Atma. That's the reason we say that Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amurtamaya. Asatoma Sadgamaya means what? Lead me unto light. Okay. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya means lead me. They can only ask you to lead. They will not, they can only take you. It is not possible for them to, as though, catch it and tell you this is what it is, take it. No, it is not possible. So what they say is that for the Guru, he is able to, the example that they give is that you may have a distant tree, and in the distant tree, you are able to see a beautiful bird sitting over there. You are able to see the bird very clearly. The jnani, perhaps, like the jnani is looking at the Atma very, very clearly and very, very easily. He does not have any problem. It is equivalent to somebody is able to see a nice parrot sitting on a distant tree. He is able to see it. But he is telling another person, you see, I see a beautiful parrot sitting there. The other person is not able to see. This fellow says, I can see it there. It is right, evident there. It is just sitting, you see there, you see there, next to this. So all these explanations you can give. But actually, the other fellow has to only see it. Then only he will be able to know it. Otherwise, it is not possible. So a jnani can only lead you, and it is essential for the individual to realize it themselves. Like even something is there, a snake is there on the tree which you have seen, it is not possible for you to show it to another person, which is a distant tree. Unless otherwise they are able to see it themselves, they will struggle. Whereas it is very easy for you. You just look at it, you can see it. Others, you can only help them. You see, there's a small branch there, the red flower, the right of that you go, all those kinds of things you can say. They ultimately have to figure it themselves. So the jnani will only be providing upadesha, and he will lead you to this, and the individual only have to really put efforts to know it. Okay, so that is what he is telling in this shloka, where you have to identify a good jnani and then go to him and then get the upadesham of the jnana, and he will be able to help because he is an enlightened soul. So the question arises, what do we do now today? Supposing if all of us becomes karma yogis, then how do we start gaining this knowledge? What I understand is that we may have to perhaps go to some of the good ashrams available in various places in the country where they have a lot of classes. They first initially only teach many things in the classes. Then, based on the understanding that you have in those kinds of camps, residential camps that they have in various Vedanta classes, you may have to figure out how you identify and then go to somebody and request them, and then that is the way one can develop that kind of a contact and then get the kind of jnana. Otherwise, it will become very difficult unless otherwise somebody is blessed to get this. But this is very important that they may have to identify and they may have to live the life of those people and understand it from day, morning to evening, and then finally get the kind of, you become a person who has got, the other person has got confidence in you that he can be a good disciple, good student, then only they will be able to help you out in terms of this. Otherwise, unless otherwise sincerely asked, nobody is going to help in terms of leading people to enlightenment. That is also there in our Guru Parampara. Unless otherwise it is asked, they will not put their effort in trying to explain things to people. They have to prepare and then go and ask. So this shloka only talks about this thing where Lord Krishna still feels that Arjuna, with all these kinds of explanations he has given in the last 3 chapters, he is still confused. He does not know anything about that, understanding the self. So he says that you have to know, next step, if you want to really know yourself, you have to identify a very good jnani and go there and do all these padipatena, pariprashtena, sevaya. Then they will be able to provide you with this knowledge. So that is what he has told Arjuna. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Yajñātvā na punarmoham.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम्
Evaiyāsyasi Pandava.
एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव
Yajñātvā na punarmoham. Evaiyāsyasi Pandava.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव.
Good. Next.
Vijayalakshmi Rajesh Kumar Bhagini.
Yes, Mohan.
Yena bhutanyasheshena.
येन भूतान्यशेषेण येन भूतान्यशेषेण
Drakshasyatmanyato mayi.
द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यतो मयि द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यतो मयि
Yena bhutanyasheshena. Drakshasyatmanyato mayi.
येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यत्यात्मन्यतो मयि येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यत्यात्मन्यतो मयि.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yajñātvā na punarmoham. Evaiyāsyasi Pandava.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव.
Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
Yena bhutanyasheshena. Rakshasyatmanyato mayi.
येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
First line 2 times.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
ज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् ये वै यास्यसि पाण्डव यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् ये वै यास्यसि पाण्डव.
Next.
Lakshmi BV Bhagini.
Yena, second line 2 times.
Okay, sir. येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Good. Next.
Taratha Rajan Bhagini.
Both the lines once.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Next.
Mrinali Gopalan Bhagini.
The 2 lines once.
Veena Panishri Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Both the lines.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
Yes, madam. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण रक्षस्यात्मन्यतो मयि.
Next.
Dr. Sri Lakshmi Bagini.
Both the lines.
Yes, sir. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
The 2 lines.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Sharat Chavan Mahodaya. Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini.
Hello. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यति पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन् यथो मयि.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bagini.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Next, one more person.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
Good. One more person.
Sheila Shinde Bagini.
यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवैयास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
We'll go to the meaning of this. In the previous shloka, we said that Bhagavan had told Arjuna that you identify a good enlightened person, go to him and then get this knowledge through him. Upadekshanti te te jnanam. Get the knowledge of Brahman, get the knowledge of yourself, the self, everything from a enlightened person. Now, yad jnatva, then once you know this, once you have gained this knowledge, then punarmoham, that is the delusion, moha will not, na evam yastasi pandava. This manner of delusion will not again come to you, Arjuna. What is the kind of delusion that Arjuna was having? If you look at the first chapter from Shloka number 28, Shloka 28 till 45 or so, he was having only delusion. He had all the problems. He said that Drishvevam Swajanam Krishna, Yusum Samupastitam, Isidanti Mama Gatrani. Then he said, Veputusha Sariram Me. So all those kinds of problems he had. Because he had a wrong understanding of what is that he has got to do with the battlefield. So now Bhagavan says that once you have gained the knowledge, then you will not have any problem of delusion. You will not have any problem of misunderstanding. Like for example, a person who did not know what an apple is, if he has come to know about apple, will he ever not have the understanding of apple in his life? He will not have an understanding. He will not have a problem of not knowing apple once he has known that. Before knowing that, if you had not seen, if you had not tasted as a child, it would have been a different thing. But once you know it, then you know it for your life. First time, many people would have, supposing, somebody had not even flown by airplane. So they know that plane is going, etc., etc. Only when he takes the first flight, then he knows it. Till that time, it is only experience of others he is having. But he has got to experience it himself. then he will never forget it. He will have the knowledge of flying himself. Otherwise, he is only hearing from other people that is the way it is. It will be like that. It will be like that. He'll feel like that. All those kinds of things are very, very difficult for others to understand unless they experience. So here Bhagavan says, Yad Jnatva na punarmoham evam yasati pandava. You will not get once again any such kinds of delusion or wrong understanding or getting into the kind of confusion that you had in the first chapter from 28 to 45 and the second chapter few slokas before the Bhagavan starts giving him the Upadesha, he had all those kinds of concerns. So he says that once you have this knowledge, then the kind of doubts, the kind of delusion, the kind of moha that you had will all get completely removed. You'll be absolutely crystal clear with what is right, what is wrong, what is self, what is Brahman, who I am, everything you'll know very clearly. Then, yena, by which Bhutan Asheshayana, all the things that you see in the world, Bhutan, living things, etc., Asheshayana, without missing anything, in totality, Drashyasi Atmani, you will be able to see in yourself. Because we said that, we also learned in the earlier slokas that everything is Brahma, Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagate. So when he, as a jnani, he knows that he is the same Brahman, then whenever he sees rest of the things in the universe, everything is a manifestation of Brahman, and he also knows that he is a Brahman, then everything he is able to see in himself. When he sees anything outside, he feels that it is the same Brahman that he has got in him, which is the Brahman he is seeing outside. Which means that Dashyasi Atmani, Bhutan Aseshana, everything that he sees, he is able to only see the Brahman in that, and he is able to see that in himself itself. And Drashyasi Atmani, you will be able to see everything in your own self. And Mahi. Mahi means what? Me. You will not only see everything in yourself, and you will also see that everything is in me. Which means that Bhagavan, and you can see everything in the world within Bhagavan, or you can see everything in the world within himself as Atmani, or you can see that your Atma and Bhagavan are same. That's what he says. Even Bhajagovindam, the last shloka says, Drashyasi Nija Hridayastam Devam. That is also having the same kind of meaning, where you will be able to see within yourself the Devam. You will be able to see yourself. So he says that once you have the knowledge, you will not have any more of delusion and kind of confusion about anything. And you will never lose this knowledge forever. Even though the body might fall, that you will not be having the same body continuing with you, but your knowledge, whatever you have gained, will not go away. Because you already, when you become akarta, you already lost your body consciousness already, and you know that the body is only the doer and you are not a doer, and you are able to see everything within yourself, and you can also see everything within God, and you can see that Bhagavan and you are both same. That is the meaning of this sloka. Yajñatvana punarmoham yevam yasati pandava yena bhutan asheshena dashyasi atmani atomayi. So he says that everything you will be able to see, but for that one has to have a jnana. Once he has the jnana, then he will be able to see that the Brahman within him, the Brahman that he sees in everything, and Bhagavan are all same. Sarvam Brahmamayam. Brahman Bokate. That's what is the ultimate meaning of this sloka.
Om Brahmasmi.
Sarvam Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnana Brahma, all those kind of Mahavakyas that you have, he says that you'll be able to understand that. And we also say that another important thing that you can, another way of looking at, no? When you look at the world of objects, where do you see the world of objects? If you look at, I'm just looking outside, I'm seeing a tree. Where is the tree actually? The tree is within me only. The tree will be there, but actually it is only within me because my mind is being illumined by my Atma to see that within me only. So everything that you see in the world are within you only. You just think about it. It might be a very, very tall question I'm asking you. Everything that you see is you are seeing within yourself. Anything that you see is happening only within your mind. Everything comes into you, it comes into your mind, and then you are seeing it through your mind in yourself. So everything in the world, everything in the universe that you see is within yourself. You just think about it. It's you'll be able to also understand that whatever is maybe outside, but you see it from your side, from you as an individual, you see it only within you. Okay, so we'll go next shloka. Yeah.
Shrimati Bhagini.
Api chetasi papebhyah papebhyah.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः
सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः.
Good, next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
सर्वज्ञानप्लवेनैव
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव
वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि
वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Mrinali Gopalan Bhagini.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः.
Next.
Veena Bhagini.
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि
Veena Bhagini.
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
First line two times.
Yes. अभिचेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः अभिचेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः.
Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Second line two times.
Yes, madam. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Next.
Sharat Shaman Mahodaya.
Both the lines once.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृतं
पापकृत्तमः. No, it's not कृतं. कृत्तमः. पापकृत्तमः.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वज्ञानप्लवे नैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Good. Next.
Vijay Lakshmi Bhagini.
अपि चेतसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्दरिष्यसि.
Okay, next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes, yes, sir. अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
Both the lines.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Good. Next, one more person.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Good. Okay, so we'll go to the meaning of the shloka. So in the last couple of slokas, Bhagavan said, identify a good guru, go to him and get the knowledge. And then the next sloka, he told that then once you get that knowledge, you are not going to further get deluded and you will be able to see everything in yourself. There Charachara, Bhuta, Shasachara, everything you'll be able to see within yourself, and you can also see me also within you, and me, you also within me. That's what he told. Now, he further continues, Sarvepyah Pabepyah. Asi, supposing among all the sinners, okay, Sarvebhyah Pabepyah, among all the sinners, in case Asi means you are a Papa Krittamaha, you are the worst sinner. Apichet, in case, even in case, you are the worst sinners among all sinners. Sarvebhyah Pabepyah Papa Krittama Asi. Apichet. In case you are the worst of the sinners among the sinners, still Sarvam Jnana Plaveneva, Sarvam Vrujinam Jnana Plaveneva, in the presence of the raft, that is raft or a small boat that you have of knowledge, Sarvam Vrujinam Santarishyati, you will be able to cross over all the sins very, very comfortably. You will be able to get rid of all the sins very, very comfortably. That's what he says. He says that once you gain this knowledge, and at that time you are the worst of sinners among the sinners, once you get the knowledge as a raft, a small raft, you will be able to cross over all the kinds of karmas and bad deeds and papas, punyas and papas, everything that you have, and you'll be able to cross over and achieve moksha. That's what is the meaning of this particular sloka. So what he says here is that it is essential that one should understand that once the knowledge is there, then all his earlier past karmas also get absolutely burnt. Like you may have a sanchita karma, you may have a prarabdha karma, you may have agami karma, all these karmas are there. We are all living because of the prarabdha karma. So we have been brought into this life with the prarabdha karma. And once the prarabdha karma of whatever we had at the time of birth is all over, then this body has served its purpose and gone. That's it. So with whatever has been given to this body along with the prarabdha karma, that based on that we'll have some enjoyments, some difficulties because of prarabdha, and also whatever karmas we have been doing as a part of our life. But prarabdha has to be completed. That only this body will fall. Otherwise, this body will not fall till the prarabdha is over. But sanchita karma is there. That is the biggest account that we have been carrying for different for the various lives that we have taken. Still, there are a lot of karmas in that particular account. So he says that once the knowledge is gained, that you are not the karta and you are akarta, this body and mind, sense complex the karta. Once that knowledge is there, even the sanchita karma gets washed away, and you will only be a jivan mukta, that you will be continuing in this body so long as the prarabdha karma has to be completed. Like for example, Ramana Maharishi also, he had a big cancer for last 5 years before his death. He was suffering from cancer, but he was already a jivan mukta. He felt that by prarabdha, I may have to put up with this particular problem, and then I'll just manage through. Some doctors gave him some treatment, etc. He was also having pain. He said, this pain is there. This is for the body and mind. I have to face the pain. But I am very clear that I am different. I am not the one who is having the pain. But because the body is having the pain, the body is only rumbling, the body is only struggling, and I am able to see this. And because of that, associated with the body only, I can see all these things. So they also have to undergo the prarabdha. Only when the prarabdha is over, the body will fall. But they are already jivan muktas. They are already jnanis, and they have got nothing else to be carried over in the forward. Okay. So what he says is that once you are able to gain this knowledge, everything can be crossed with the raft of knowledge. One of the examples that I was going through was that it is something like one person is having a sleep. He was just sleeping. While sleeping, he had a dream. In the dream, he had committed a lot of murders. And then after the murders, he was apprehended. Then he was produced in the court. The jury was all there. Jury was all discussing about the case. And everybody said that this fellow has got to be, the crime that he has done is very, very bad. This fellow has got to be sentenced to death. The judge pronounces that this guy has got to be sentenced to death. And then he was taken to the gallows and he was going to be hanged. So all these things were going on the dream. The moment he awake, he knew that everything else was gone. Once he opened his eyes and he realized that it was all a dream, the awakening ensured that whatever he was dreaming all these whiles and feeling that he was a part of a big crime, all those things vanished the moment he got awakened. That is just awakening from a dream state to a awakening state, where that is awakeful state. But imagine that is one reality. You are in a dream reality. From dream reality, he came to a wakeful reality, Jagat reality. Okay, that is in that stage itself, he was able to ensure that all those things can be simply dumped. It was all the kind of a not a real thing. So from this Jagat reality, when somebody is going to the Jnana reality, which is the next plane, then everything else will just fall flat. Like the way once you are awake, the dream falls flat. The way once the person becomes Jnani, that he is going to the next level of reality, all the papas, gipas, everything will just go off like a dream. That's what is the other way of understanding this shloka, for which understanding oneself is very, very important, that in the body-mind complex is different, and as an Atma, the Atma is a consciousness with which we are all there, and this consciousness is Satchidananda Swarupam, and that is different from this. That is the understanding that one has to have. If we have that, we'll be able to cross over all the kinds of papa, which also we have been having for the so many years, so many janmas. Next.
Lakshmi B.V. Bagni. Yes,
Yathaidhamsi samidognihi
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः
Basmasat kurute Arjuna.
भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन
Yathaidhamsi samidognihi Basmasat kurute Arjuna.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन.
Next.
Sharada Rajan Bagni.
Jnanagni sarva karmani
ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि
Basmasat kurute tata.
भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा
Jnanagni sarva karmani Basmasat kurute tata.
ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bagni.
Yathaidhamsi samidognihi Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna.
Jnana.
First line.
Okay. Tataiddhamsi samidognihi bhasmasat kuruterjuna. Tadaidamsi samidognihi bhasmasat kuruterjuna.
Read as yatai or tatai.
Yathai.
I heard it as tatai.
So maybe okay. Sorry.
If there's a correction needed, you can make the correction.
No, sure.
Dhamsi samidognihi bhasmasat kurute Arjuna.
Shall I repeat, sir?
Yeah, you repeat once.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन.
Next.
Veena Bhagini.
Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tata.
Veena Bhagini.
ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
First line 2 times.
Yadaidanti samidognihi bhasmasat kuruterjuna. Yadaidanti samidognihi bhasmasat kuruterjuna.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Second line 2 times.
Yes, sir. First line, second line.
Second line 2 times.
Huh?
Second line.
ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Next.
Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Both the lines once.
Yes, sir. यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivshankar Bhagini.
Both the lines.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
Both the lines.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Good. One more person.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
One more person.
Srimati Bhagini.
यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निः भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
Here in the first line, you say Yatai Damsi. The actual splitting of the words is Yata Edamsi. Edamsi is a log of wood. Yata, it starts with Yata. Yata means just as. And then the last, second line, last is Tata. Whenever you have Yata, that Shloka should have Tata somewhere. So the first line is like this, so too. Tata means so too. So the first line is giving an example, a metaphor. Second line is the actual communication that he wants to do. What is the kind of metaphor and example he's giving? Yata edamsi samidognihi basma sat kurute Arjuna. Edamsi is a log of wood, firewood. Yata, like as just as Samidognihi. Samidogni is a well lighted big amount of fire. It's called Samidogni, big fire. A big fire will be able to reduce ash, a big log of wood also, though the wood may be still wet. Okay. The same wood, the Edamsi, the wet wood that you have or a log of wood that you have, you take a small matchstick and go and light, it cannot light. Right? That is also fire only. But a matchstick cannot light that wood which is slightly wet or a big log of wood. Whereas Samidogni means a big fire which has been created. Like a Homakunda, there's a lot of big fire is there. In that they put another big log of wood that also can catch fire. So a well lighted fire, the way it is able to yata edamsi, a log of wood, basma sat kurute, the way it is getting reduced to ashes. Okay. A big log of wood, how is reduced to ashes by a well-lit fire? Arjuna, Jnana Agni. Once a person has been able to have the fire of knowledge of him, Sarva Karmani Basma Sat Kurute. Tata. Tata Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani. Once a person is able to get this kind of a knowledge that he is the same self, the self in him is the Brahman, that is only God, everything is that, then Sarva Karmani Basma Sat Kurute. Then everything, whatever karmas he has, the Kartrutvam, the Karta feeling, everything will get absolutely burnt. So he's again just trying to explain the importance of having a jnana. And once a person is able to have a jnana, all the past sins, all the kinds of karmas that he has got in his account for so many births, all those things can be completely burnt. Then he does not have anything, any account in his karma, that no prarabdha karma will be there for him to be created again. The body will again, there's one more janma will not be there for him. So that is what he says about the importance of having this jnana, for which somebody has to go to a good teacher. After having a good karma yogi kind of a practice over years with different kinds of yajna, he had told for more than 6-7 slokas, he told about the various yajnas. Attitude of karma yoga, he told about karmanya vadikaraste in second chapter also. So all those kinds of things. Then we have to also have different type of capabilities built in us, like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all those kinds of enemies. How do we handle all those kinds of things? Then you are able to get your chitta chutti, or you are able to cleanse up your mind. Then when you are able to get a good teacher and he is able to provide this jnana, with this jnana you will be able to burn away all the sins, all the kinds of, not only sins, all the karmas that has been accumulated to your account for so many births, and then you will just live a life of Jivan Mukta till such time this body falls. And then you have nothing, because you already merged with the Brahman, because you have identified the Brahman and you and the Bhagavan, all of them are same. So that is the way this particular sloka is. So we'll close with this, and I'll just chant these 4 slokas which took today. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaha yajñatvana punarmoham ye vayyasyasi pandava yena bhutanyasheshena Drakshyasyatmanyato mayi api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvajnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi yathaidhamsi samiddognihi basmasat kurute Arjuna Jnana Nisarva Karmani Basmasat Kurute Tata Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.